Howdy guys, how is everybody? I hope you're enjoying the sunshine. I'm hanging out with my best friend today. He's coming up from Northumberland. Yes. But first, I'm going to go and chat to Minnie Driver. Let's go.
What this was. It's nice to have it inside.
Hi guys. Okay, I'm here at the premiere to talk to Minnie Driver, but I need to tell you that I had a bit of a fangirl moment. I met Holly from Stranger Things. I had a really good chat with Mel Fisher recently. We spoke about all the success, being famous, what the other cast members have given her for advice. Have I said that? Wow, given her for advice. That's such bad English. Max, if you would like a spin-off for Holly in Stranger Things, I'm going to put a link here so you can enjoy it, okay? And later on, I'll put up a Minnie Driver interview so you can enjoy that too. To Minnie Driver. Iona, are you ready? Iona has the best baby pink look. Even her laces. She's so cute. And Jake from The Sun is just here to have fun.
And then just look your two ones at the back, boys, for helping small ones out. Straight ahead, please. Just very minute. Your left, please. To your left.
Minnie, to your far right for me, please. And to your...
Straight ahead again, please, to the centre.
Sorry.
Last 1 minute. And to this one, just turn you to your left of here, that's lovely, thank you. Could I get eyes to this camera? The eyes, this one please. And just three to here. Just here please. Straight hair please, go there. And just to this camera here. Just behind me please. Touch your eyes this way please. Just to the back here. Just to the back here again for me. Just in the middle, back here in the middle boys. Keep going, Sasha. Down the middle. And if Sasha can come into your left please. Alright, straight ahead boys please. Straight to the one to the back, straight ahead. Straight ahead. To your left please.
Back to your right, please.
All the way
to your left-hand side.
Looking straight ahead.
And then just get around there.
Just turn this way slightly for me. That's right. Look straight here. Nice big smile.
Straight down the middle, please.
Let's get into the next one.
Straight down the middle.
Straight back here.
And straight down the middle. Eyes to your left.
Try to pull the holder there for me. Keep it with me.
Eyes to the very centre.
And just coming back to your left again.
Far corner for me, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very And just starting with me in the centre. Harry, these guys this way, please. Harry, one more here. This way, please.
And then just coming back.
Just look back here for me.
Can we get eyes this way, please? Tom, eyes to your left, please. Just work along the line.
Your far right, please.
Right to your left, please. And then
I've never really
Had a struggling marriage, not being able to have children, which is still really important. Well, as you
period drama that gets told every week. I think as actors we tried to focus as much as we could on the nuances and moment to moment rather than playing the grand epic nature.
Like 60 sheep behind me and I've got these clothes are blowing in the wind and actually it felt like
I'm not sure how to answer that, if I'm completely honest. I think, you know what's actually interesting is that I think there are a lot of people in the audience who aren't going to be familiar. And I bought it because I was like, no one that comes in here is looking for that alone, no one's going to buy it.
yes.
yeah, that one. Sorry, I wanted to squeeze it.
She's a deeply human. She's deeply human, and she's having this insanely spiritual experience of watching your husband talk to God, and she herself has no faith. Like, it was so interesting, the idea if you were in a relationship with somebody who started talking to God, what would that look like? What, you want to believe him, but you can't see who he's talking to. This notion of faith, like, it was very interesting to explore someone who had no faith, who then found it. It was an interesting journey.
This time we're telling it through the female lens, so I wonder what made 2026 the right time to retell this story?
The fact that the world is burning at the hands of men isn't enough to say that, yes, we need some female-centric stories. It's not before time. It's really good to look at stories through a different lens, and maybe that will also help us kind of open the aperture on how we look at a lot of things. But I think faith comes in many different forms. You don't have to follow a formal religion to have faith. You don't. I think it's a really interesting examination in our own lives of what requires faith. Sometimes it's just getting out of bed in the morning and wondering how you're going to do it. But the examination of that, and it's a deeply human experience.
Life is hard. It's hard for a lot of people. It's hard to keep going. And for me, that character, that level of, like, if you just keep surviving, if you just keep showing up, sometimes things happen that are beyond your wildest dreams. And that moral in and of itself, that story is enough to make me go, count me in, you know. That was...
So this story's told through the female lens. What makes 2026 the right
do we want the answer to this? Women's rights are under attack at the moment. It's important to center women. Women are being marginalized, they're being pushed aside, their opinions are being diminished, their autonomy is being diminished. And I think to show how important it is to experience things through women's lenses and to have women who are three-dimensional and experience the highs, the lows, and everything in between in life is paramount to creating empathy and understanding from people. There is no less than, and some people need reminding of that, and I think the female lens allows for a different interpretation on the stories that have always been looked at through a predominantly male lens.
What about Abraham stood out to you when you were getting into the role?
How much he was tested throughout the story, not only in the Bible but also in the show. He constantly questions his own value in this marriage to his wife. And when he speaks with God and hears his voice for the first time, that was the most challenging thing I think I've ever acted. I almost didn't take the role because I said, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know how I could reach this believability that I actually spoke with God, and whatever God means to anyone on the planet. So that was really challenging.
How did you settle into that, though? How did you eventually find that accomplishment?
I have 4 children at home, and my wife shows me what is the most powerful thing I've ever seen is her give birth. And if I've ever felt anything about being close to God is seeing my wife give birth 4 times in the room. So I will never experience that, but I just tried to connect with what was it like creating life, and that's as close as I probably will ever get to being or seeing God. I don't want to say it's coincidental. I do know that Julie and Carol, the producers who hired René, the writer, to create this voice for the women in the Bible, which surprisingly hasn't been done. And so if it's time, great. I think it should have been time long ago.
And once more.
Our global distribution division. Now, nearly 1 year into my role here, a lot has happened with strong creative engines being built across
Blue Hunt. As Sarah and Abram's son Isaac, Tom Mison. As Rachel's husband, Jacob, Tom Payne. And as Rebecca and Isaac's firstborn son, Esau, Ben Robson. I've been promoted.
We hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comments what you think about this. Check out these other recent clips from Worldwide Campus News and Entertainment. Then be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified for our latest videos.